Alright guys, let's get to know our vocabulary for the week. Remember, our goal as we do this is to look for context clues in the text that help us understand the meaning of the word. Examined. Number one is examined. The hiker examined the tree and saw claw marks left by the bear. So when I see words like saw, that makes me think that examine must mean something like to look at closely. The actual definition for examined is to look at closely. Just like in the text it said the hiker examined the tree and saw claw marks left by the bear, meaning he looked closely at the tree. Examined, looked at closely. Peak. This goat lives near the peak or top of a mountain. It likes high rocky cliffs. So there's that word or that we've talked about. Anytime we see or, this usually means we're about to get a synonym. So that tells me that top and peak are synonyms. Okay. Top of what though? If you look a little bit further in the sentence, we see that they're referring to the top of a mountain. So the peak must be the top of a mountain. Peak, the pointed top of something. In this case, it was a mountain. Okay, but a peak could be the pointed top of other objects as well. Rugged. Riders on rugged trails go slowly to avoid bumps, rocks, and holes. So in this sentence, bumps, rocks, and holes help me understand that rugged must mean like really rough or uneven surfaces. Rugged, rough and uneven, like the bumps and rocks on the trail. Rugged, rough and uneven. Number 6 is mist. Most animals enjoy a gentle mist, but look for shelter in pouring rain. So in this example, they've actually given us an antonym clue. A little bit further on in the sentence, we see that they look for shelter in pouring rain, okay, but they enjoy a gentle mist. So that helps me understand these two things are opposite. They have a totally different meaning. So if a gentle mist is the opposite of a pouring rain, that helps me guess that mist is like a light drizzle or a light rain. Mist is actually a fine spray or light fog. So think of a really, really light rain. Fondly. Wolves' mothers treat their pups fondly. They are always kind and gentle. So here we have the clues kind and gentle to help me understand that fondly must mean something like treating someone in a kind, gentle manner. Fondly, in a loving or caring way, like the mother wolf treating her cubs fondly in a kind, gentle way. Fondly is like in a loving or caring way, like the mother wolf would treat her babies. Steep. This mountain is steep. It reaches straight up into the sky. So when it says it reaches straight up, that helps us understand that steep means that the sides of the mountain are really steep. Okay, they go straight up, not like a gradual incline. They go straight up. They're steep. The actual definition for steep is having a sharp slope. A sharp slope. So imagine a mountain that's sides go straight up. That is steep, having a sharp slope. Pausing. The buffalo in the stream is pausing or stopping briefly to drink. Again, the word or there helps me understand that stopping briefly and pausing are synonyms. So we can guess pausing means something like pausing briefly. Pausing, stopping briefly. And last but not least, pleaded. This hungry eaglet pleaded with or begged its mother for food. Again, we have the word or. So I understand that begged and pleaded are synonyms. So pleaded must mean something like to beg for something. Pleaded, argued, or begged. So those are our words for the week, guys. You're going to complete the vocabulary flipbook activity next. Remember, it's got the words and the definitions for you on the book on the inside. Your job is to use your words in a sentence And then illustrate. Draw a picture that's going to help you remember what the word means. Illustrations can be very helpful when we're trying to remember or learn new vocabulary. Think of some word that could help connect the meaning of these new words in your brain. What can I draw that's going to help me remember what this word means? So let's try an example together before you guys get started. So I'm going to write a sentence using the vocabulary word peak. The hiker climbed the sharp, or maybe I should say steep. The hiker climbed to the peak of the mountain. The hiker climbed to the peak of the mountain. Now note that Miss Roberts used a capital letter at the beginning of my sentence. I ended with punctuation, and my sentence is complete. It has a subject, which is the hiker. It has a predicate. What is the hiker doing? He climbed to the peak of the mountain. So this is a complete subject that's grammatically correct. I've got correct capitalization and punctuation. Now, what kind of picture could I draw that would help me remember what the word peak means? I'm going to draw a huge mountain. Okay, and here's my hiker up here at the top. He's got his backpack and his gear. He's really excited because it's hard work climbing a mountain. And I'm going to draw a little arrow here pointing to the very top, because if you remember the definition of peak, peak says the pointed top of something. So in my picture, the peak is the pointed top of the mountain. So I'm drawing an arrow to the peak. The peak would be the pointed top here, the pointed top of the mountain. So you guys are going to complete this activity for your other words while your teacher works with reading groups.